the opportunity to have therapy is just so important and significant, and it needs to be on a daily basis, day after day, week after week, month after month, and now I've found year after year.
I had to mainly do 3 things. One would be speech pathology, occupational therapy and physiotherapy.
I had to learn to speak again. I had the help of lovely speech therapists, and they helped me.
They did a lot of exercises which I thought was silly, but when I think back, they were needed. They knew what they were doing, I didn't.
The speech pathology, I think, was probably the most important thing in my mind, because I had such a terrible speech problem that I was unable to say so much that I needed to relearn.
Physiotherapist.
Wonderful.
Just as soon as she saw her, she said, well, away with the chair, you're going to walk. That stage she could walk, and they'd send her walking around the block eventually, much to all our horrors. She'd walk right round the block, which was a huge block, but she had to do it, and she did it.
The occupational therapy, which more on, your day-to-day living skills, it's a lot of just over and over and over again practicing, trying to do things, trying to hold a pair of scissors in your hand, trying to hold a pencil in your hand, trying to hold your toothbrush in your hand, those sorts of things, trying to comb your hair, trying to bathe yourself, those sorts of things. And then in the physiotherapy, trying to get the arm to work again, trying to get the leg to work again, trying to get those movements and to enable you to walk again. But you really are back to fair. And I suppose in some ways you are a baby again. You seem to regress so much, and you have to just relearn it all.
For being independent, I had to become dependent on others, and that was hard.
The stroke, I think within the first week, having had the stroke, I think I lost 7 kilos, and my muscle waste, my muscles were wasting away. So I had to do that straight away, and that was great.
It was also retraining herself how to walk, how to use her right arm. Speech therapy was not only just talking. We have to remember that was teaching her how to read. She was relearning how to write again. It was really re-educating herself to do what we just expect from the average person in life.
At first it was hard to adapt, but I received so much help and assistance there that I'm forever grateful.
When you're in hospital for such a lengthy time, you just wish for the day when you can go home. A lot of things that you wish you can do. But in the hospital there's a security. There are people there who are actively involved in your rehabilitation and, getting you well and getting you walking again, getting you learning to dress, to feed yourself, all these things. But there is security about that. But all the time you're wanting to go home. After a period of time, I was able to go home for weekend leave. And I can remember on a Sunday afternoon about 3 o'clock, that deep feeling of, I've got to go back. But I used to tell myself, I've got to go back so I can come home and stay at home.
I've tried to hold back, and it's very often much easier when you see her struggling with a plastic bag in the supermarket with one hand. You have to hold yourself back not to help. I've tried very hard to let her do it because she wants to, and she's got to learn, I think. Would you agree, Robin? How do you feel?
Yeah. Walking down the street.
You want to, don't you?
And in the supermarket and back again, tiring. But I just got,
You don't want people helping you all the time.
Yeah, but learn to be sufficient.
That's right. So yes, and it gives you the confidence if you do it yourself.
Tiring. very tiring.
I was able to buy another home unit, and I manage extremely well. I have that very well set up. From a water-operated lift to get my wheelchair up onto the decking. I can manage stairs as long as I've got rails on either side, and I've got a few steps out the front. I've got the bathroom set up exactly with rails and stools, and so that I can get in and out of the shower by myself. I need help in the home. I have home help on a regular weekly turnabout. I need help with my shopping and my banking and those sorts of things. But I have a terrific network of people from family and friends who enabled me to live independently. But I wouldn't be able to do it unless I had those supports.
I lived on my own.
That's right. And loves it, don't you?
Lovely, really lovely. I mean, I'm my own, wonderful, and surroundings and situation, that's lovely, really wonderful.